Right guys, welcome to the module 7 of this training. Okay, module 7 of the Webdriver training, right? So today we will see how to handle variable XPaths. If you look at the course details in the module 13, that is the sixth module of the Webdriver in my site utpselenium.com, then we'll see how to manage the variable XPaths today, right? Yesterday I had talked about this variable XPaths and I had told you that we can use various JavaScript functions to handle these. So today we will use those JavaScript functions and we'll do a practical example, right? That is, suppose I am on this website jobserve.com. Okay, I search for the keyword testing over here, right? And I get certain results, right? And over here in the results I've got a job and a basket in front of it. I can click on that basket and that job will be added to the basket. Fine. Now using Selenium, I need to add all these jobs into the baskets. All the jobs on this page should be added into the basket. Okay. And in the next phase, what we'll do, we'll add only those jobs, right, which have the word say manager in them. Okay, if a job if a job description link has the word manager, then we will add that job into our job basket. Fine. So let's do with the first part, that is adding all the jobs into the job basket, right? For that we'll have to look for the XPaths for all the baskets. If you look at the XPath for this basket, then this is the one, right? You take this XPath in a notepad, right? And after this, I see the XPath of another basket. I copy the XPath of this basket as well in a notepad, right? So you would see that there's a pattern between all the XPaths. All the XPaths are varying, but they have a pattern. That is, this part which I have highlighted is common for both the baskets. Similarly, if I look at the XPath of, say, the last basket on this page, the last basket will have this XPath, right? Okay, so now we see that this part of the XPaths is common. So what we'll do is we'll use Selenium Webdriver over here and we'll tell Webdriver to extract all the baskets from the page whose XPaths are starting from the part which I have highlighted, right? Later on we'll solve the same example using Selenium RC as well. Okay, prefer using Webdriver. Webdriver is 100 times better. Right? I'll make a new class called JobServe. We will be using the JavaScript functions over here which we talked about yesterday to extract variable XPath objects. So I will write Webdriver driver equals to new Firefox driver. We had seen in module number 11 that there are various drivers in Webdriver. There's a Firefox driver. Then in module 11 we have talked about the IE driver, the Chrome, the iPhone, the Android driver, lots of drivers, right? So I take the Firefox driver and after that I write driver dot get, that is go to the URL. I will give the URL of my site, that is this was the one. Okay, after going there I need to extract all the baskets. Now when we have to extract the objects in bulk, as we had studied, we use the command driver dot find elements, right? And you give the XPath, that is by the XPath. Now we need to use a generic XPath over here, an XPath which represents all the baskets. Fine. And after extracting the baskets, we will put them in a list of web elements, and we call the list as ELE, like this. Okay, so what we are doing here is that we are extracting all the elements from the page, putting them in a list. Remember module 7, in that I had told you about array lists and all. This is a list of web elements that are baskets. Fine. We will give the XPaths of the generic XPaths of the basket here. Now, how do we find the generic XPath? An XPath which is common for all the baskets. Use the JavaScript function starts with, which we studied yesterday. That is, the ID is starting with the word this part. So this XPath over here is a generic one. It represents all the baskets. That is, all the baskets having XPaths starting with this. That is the ID starting with this. Right? And in the end you write system.out.println. I will name this object as baskets. Baskets dot size. Right? When you run this, you see that, and if you look at the output, it prints 20 baskets. Fine. It is printing that there are 20 baskets on the page having this XPath. Right. So now we will write a for loop here to click on each and every basket. We'll start I from 0 because the first element in the basket list is at the 0th index. I less than equals to total number of baskets, that is baskets dot size, and I plus plus. Right? And what I will do is I will write here baskets dot get I dot click. So we click on the baskets. Right? When I is 0, the first basket will be retrieved. That is the first web element. Then the second web element basket. Then the third web, and each and every web element will be clicked on. So when I run this code, Mozilla opens, it goes to that page, and see, it clicks on each and every basket on the page. Got this? Right? So now if you look at the code, I am getting an array index outer bound exception. Okay, I am getting it because it should be I less than the baskets. 0 to 19. There are total 20 baskets. The last element in the basket would be at the 19th index. So here we complete the first part. That is adding all the baskets into the, or adding all the jobs into the basket. Now I need to add only those jobs which have the word manager in them. Right? For example, this job. Right? So for this we will see the XPaths of these links. The first link has got this XPath. We'll note it down. Right? And the second link is having this XPath. Right? The third link is having this XPath. Now if you look at the XPaths, there is a pattern here. The pattern says that 2, 3, 4. This part is increasing in each and every XPath. Right? I'll increase the font. Right. So the thing is, each and every XPath is having a pattern and it is increasing. 2, 3, 4. If you look at the last XPath, for the last job, this is the XPath for that, and for the last XPath, this is the one. So we are going from 2 to 21. So I will copy this part of my XPath and I will write over here. I will write a string called start and put the starting part of the XPath in that string. I'll make another string called end and put the ending part of my XPath in that string. That is this part. Fine. So I have not kept the number. I have broken the XPaths into two parts. Right? And in this I will write system.out.println after clicking on the basket, or before clicking on the basket I'll print the job text. That is, I will write the command driver.findElement by the XPath. Now I have to specify the XPath of each and every link. I will write over here start plus I plus 2 plus end. Why this? When I is 0, 2 will be replaced by this part. And actually 2 will come here between at the end of start and at the beginning of end, 2 will come. So when I run this, it will print the names of all the jobs and it will also click on the baskets corresponding to those jobs. You see the output, the Eclipse output. Sorry, there's a mistake. It should be right get text over here. Get the element and get the text from that element. Okay, I made a mistake. Let's run it now. This will print the job names, all the job names, the link names on the page. So if you look at the output now, you see that. Now I need to find out which job name is having the word manager in it. Okay, so what I will do is I will take the job name in a variable called string job equals to this, right? And I will use a string function over here, that is a string parse function. I will write if job dot index of. Remember the module 7 we studied index of the word manager is not equal to -1. That is, if the manager word is present in it, then go ahead and print the job. I'm just printing the job names which have the manager word in them, right? When I run this code, this will print the jobs with the word manager in them, although it will click on all the baskets. But in Eclipse, see, only those jobs which have the word manager in them are printed. Now I need to click on these jobs. The best thing would be to put this line inside the if statement. That's it. So this does our work. This will click only on those jobs which have the word manager in them. When I run the code, yes, tell me your doubt. Yeah, the jobs they are yeah, just a minute, I'll tell you. Yeah, so you see that these job baskets have been clicked which have the word manager. None other job baskets have been clicked. Fine. Now the question being asked over here is that why is that whenever we open the browser, the baskets are refreshed? That is, whenever I open a new browser with Selenium, the old basket being clicked is not displayed. It's because Selenium clears the cache and it starts a new Firefox profile. We'll be studying about Firefox profile in coming time, right?